Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope you guys had a good week. We're going to do a little review of surface area from yesterday. Make sure you completely understand it. It'll be a very short lesson today, so you can get it done real early. It's going to be beautiful outside. Maybe do this outside today, and you're good for the weekend. All right, a couple things before we get started. Number one, we're planning on having a test next week. I don't know what day. I'm thinking Wednesday. But I'll let you know on Monday, and I'll get you some review material so you can get ready for that test. But real quick, we're going to review surface area today. This was the formula that I gave you. Surface area is 2 times the length times the width, plus 2 times the width times the height, plus 2 times the length times the height. Now, let's kind of review what that means. I've got 2 objects here that I'm going to do some measuring for you today. Maybe what I'll do is I'll use this book to kind of review with you why these 2 numbers are there. So, on this book, you'll notice this is a rectangular prism. It's made up of 6 faces, 6 flat rectangles. And if I look at this book, I'll notice that this front face has an identical side, the back. So, if the length times the width gives me the surface area of just the front, if I multiply that by 2, then I have the surface of the front and the back. I also have the top. The top, if I measure the surface area, maybe height times width, I have another identical, the bottom. And that's why I use that 2. And then I have the left side. That's the same as the right side. And this is why you'll see those 2's in this formula. All right, so what I'm going to do today, and I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to ask you to locate yourself that tape measure that you used last week. Instead of going around your yard and finding 3 or 4 objects to measure, today I'm asking you to find 1. Now, some of you made some cool videos on Funimate. Some of you made some really cool videos, personal videos on like iMovie. I was really impressed with your technology, your technical skills. But what I'd like you to do is either make a video or take some pictures. Now, a couple of you sent me just a picture of a square with some dimensions and didn't tell me what you measured. You didn't include any pictures. So today, try to post a picture of you measuring or a video of you measuring. But I'd like you to find the surface area of 1 object in your house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the surface area of this Best Dad Ever box. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the length, the width, and the height. Throw that down on my key, and then I'm going to calculate the surface area. So here we go. I'm going to do the height first. The height of this box is 5 inches. All right, let's do the length next. So we said the height was 5 inches. The length, it's 5 inches again. This could be a cube. Now let's do the width. So we said the height was 5. We said the length was 5. Now let's do the width. 5. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to substitute all those values into our formula, and we're going to calculate the surface area. So, we have 2. The length, which is 5. Now, a couple of you struggled with where do you put the numbers? Well, this is why you made the key. This key is going to help you figure out where you put your values. The width is 5. Now, I have it pretty easy because I have a cube. The width is 5. The height is 5. The length is 5. The height is 5. So really, again, you're just taking these, plugging in here. 5 times 5 is 25, times 2 is 50. 5 times 5 is 25, times 2 is 50. And 5 times 5 times 2 is 50. And if I add them all up, I get 150 inches square surface area. Now, I had it pretty easy because I used a cube. What if I used a rectangular prism? So you would notice if I measure this rectangular prism, my length, bear with me, would be about 8 inches. So my length would be 8 inches. My width would be about 2 inches. Almost finished with you guys here. And then my height would be 11 inches. You can estimate if it's not exact. I don't need you guys to use decimals today. And if I were to do that rectangular prism, I would plug these values in for L, W, and H into that formula and get the surface area. So your job today is to spend 5 minutes, find one rectangular prism or cube in your house outside somewhere, and either video record yourself making this video or take a bunch of pictures of you measuring the length, the width, the height, and using that formula. You guys have a good day, and I will talk to you next week. Have a great weekend.